Hey everybody, happy Thursday. All right, so I just wanted to send out a real quick reminder. If you have not already made your original discussion board posting that is due today by midnight Eastern, the first one is always due by midnight Eastern, okay? Make sure that in that posting you remember to introduce yourself to us. This is the first time we're meeting you, so tell us about yourself, but then also make sure that you are including the persuasive aspect. So a time when you persuaded someone to do something. Maybe you convinced your friends that instead of going out for Italian food, you convinced them to go out for Mexican food. Or someone wanted to go see the new Indiana Jones movie, but you wanted to go see whatever the newest rom-com is. So think of those kinds of things. And nothing doesn't have to be anything major. It can be. Maybe you convinced your elderly mother who's been living on her own that it's time for her to move into an assisted living facility or something like that, okay? But keep the focus on what you did to persuade that person and the techniques that you were using. The other side of this, because there's two parts to this discussion board. You also have to respond to at least 2 other students, and in those responses you have to make sure you identify one of the strategies the other person used and then give them suggestions for 2 other strategies they could have used in that scenario. So make sure you're addressing those issues in both your original and your response postings. It's part of the rubric, and I have to follow that rubric strictly, so make sure you're doing that as well. The other reminder I wanted to give you is that you do have an assignment due. This is due on Sunday, July 2nd, I believe, again at midnight. And in this one, you're starting the process to determine what you're going to be writing about for the next 8 weeks. And so you've got to identify 2 issues, and your issues need to have a pro and a con side, so to speak. This is not an explanatory essay you're going to be writing. This is going to be a persuasive essay based on research that you will ultimately be putting together, okay? So, for example, if you wanted to write about whether AI in the terms of essay bots, which has been a big topic, at least in education recently, there's definitely 2 very clear sides to that. Some people are really excited about what things like ChatGPT can provide, and then there are other people who are like, oh no, the end of the world is coming. So you want something that has 2 sides there, so not something that you're going to explain. So for example, explaining to me why personal health records in the medical industry is a positive force. That's a great topic, but that's not a debatable topic, so to speak. That would be one where you're explaining to me why that's a good thing. Probably not too much on the opposing side there. So because one of the things you're going to be doing is you have to acknowledge and refute an opposing side. So make sure whatever your topic is has an opposing side, okay? If you're not sure, send me an email, call me, shoot off a text. Let's figure it out together. The other things you have to make sure you address is, you're going to choose 2 issues, and then as you write about them, explain what the issues are and what the opposing side is. Hopefully you'll kind of settle on one. I saw a good one a little while ago that it was on the right to die. For those suffering from really serious illnesses for which there is no hope of recovery, and where the end is going to be pretty painful and unbearable. And that's a very controversial topic, but there's a clear for being allowed to do this and a clear against on that one. So that's definitely a good arguable topic. Make sure you also remember to identify who your intended audience is. That's a key component. It's another category in that rubric. So make sure you identify that. And you want to say, well, I'm writing for people who have a relative suffering from a long-term illness or whatever. And then this is important because. All right. If there's anything going on that's going to prevent you from getting your posting in on time today, or getting the assignment turned in on time on Sunday, or your response postings by Sunday, reach out to me and let me know. I have leeway for implementing the late policy, but only if I know what's going on. If I don't know what's going on in your world, there's not much I can do. All right. Bye, everybody. I look forward to seeing your postings. Have a great rest of your day.